Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Gothic 2, The Night of the Raven. In the last episode we managed to get to Quahodron here, and also collect all the answers to his questions. So, if you have any questions of how you answer those, just look at the previous video, and look at the tablets that we've read throughout the time that we spent in the library, and you will come up with all the answers that you need. Also, if you're wondering what's actually on the old tablet, I can show you that one as well. This. Well, basically it doesn't tell us anything, but just so you know.
Ask away.
Anyway, ask the
To
question.
which caste of Jarkandar do you belong?
Well, we already have answered that one correctly, so
The guardians of the dead.
of course they are kind of the
Who
necromancers.
protected the people of Jarkandar from enemy attacks?
And that one, I believe, was also the Warriors caste, because they were protecting the Yarkandar people from every outside attack that was
The
happening.
warrior caste.
Who can give me a direct order?
Since the people of Yarkandar are a very religious kind of order, only the High Priest, so basically like if you would call the Aztecs or Mayas, they're like really high people who have priests in there, like they can give direct
The
orders.
priests.
Who brought the evil upon us?
And the problem is that the warrior caste made a big, huge mistake, and thus they brought the evil upon the land.
The warrior caste.
Who has the final word in the Council of Five?
The final word is of course to the ones that are the most people with the wisdom, so the
The
scholars.
scholars.
Who alleviates suffering and attends to the ill?
That would of course be the healers, because they do that.
The healers.
Who seal the portal to guard the world from evil?
And that we cannot know.
I don't know.
Good. I trust you and shall grant you my aid.
Now listen here. A truly
No,
evil
listen
fellow
here,
has gained
boy.
access to the Temple of Adanos. If you don't let me into the temple right now, it will probably be too late and everything will go down the drain.
That cannot be. The High Priest Cardiman and I are the only ones in Jarkandar who know how to open the gate. to
Well, guess who
Adanos'
did the other thing, hmm?
Well, then your pal Cardamon must have blabbed. I'm telling you, the gate was open. I saw it myself.
Well, there is truth in your voice. I shall no longer doubt your
Great,
word.
another one of those
I should
truthful
hope
quests,
so.
like, back in Baldur's Gate, remember Elhan and his fellow elves? Yeah, they were not trusting me either.
The words at the sealed gate of the temple, and it will open.
Thank you.
Time is done. Alas, I can no longer help.
Already half dead? You already are dead.
Beware the chambers of Adanos, else your death is certain.
Thank you.
Wait, what about the chambers?
Oh, I have to go.
Strength is failing.
I knew it's always like that.
Farewell. We shall meet again in the realm of the dead.
Not sure I want to meet you there, fella. And with this, he's gone. And he screams in agony, and we shall better leave before something happens to us. So, those were the answers to Quahodron's questions. Actually, with a little bit of logic, you probably can answer that yourself, but it's better to read up on those questions, because sometimes you don't know anything about the culture. But if you've been following a little bit of the history, and how a more powerful priest-like society is working out, you might know a few things. The other ones, like who brought the evil upon this world, you probably don't know unless you read up on it. But the other ones are pretty straightforward. I mean, necromancers or the guardians of the dead are pretty much the guys who raise evil, not evil, undead creatures and stuff like that. So that's possible. So a little bit of logic is sometimes working out quite well. So, Mixer does not talk to us at all anymore because he has nothing to say, but Satyrus, on the other hand...
The problem with the temple gate is solved.
Has the spirit spoken?
Yep.
Yes, he has.
Then you know how to get into the temple.
Indeed.
Correct. And he also told me what is in the temple. He spoke of
Treasures!
a mighty sword and the chambers of Adnos.
By Adonos, what fools we are. How could we have been so naive? The hints in the
I
records.
wanted to say, innocent
This
is not
sword
really...
can only be the claw of Beliar.
Yeah.
We must get through those chambers as soon as possible and take possession of the weapon.
Indeed. So,
What are the chambers of Adnos?
We now know that the entrance is not the only obstacle that prevents us from entering the depths of the temple. In the temple itself, there are 3 chambers which are meant to deter all intruders. The colored
Also
relics of the
me?
builders are the key. Only if we gather all
There
the
we
relics and solve their riddles will we enter the inner sanctum of the temple. I don't know whether Raven was able to decipher the riddles of the temple, but if that is the case, we have a big problem.
I agree.
What is the Claw of Beliar?
It is the incarnation of evil. Beliar himself.
Guess why it's
created it.
called the Claw of
Whoever bears it
Beliar,
possesses
then?
a terrible tool of destruction. The more powerful
Probably
the
he can
bearer
do
is,
terrible,
the
terrible
mightier the
damage
power
with
of
it
the
as
claw.
well.
Only
So this
someone who
thing
is strong of
needs to be in
spirit
our
and
hands.
steadfast in his faith can withstand its spell. Now it is clear to me why the builders sealed off this valley. They brought this weapon of evil into their city and fell under its power. These arrogant fools destroyed one another out of greed. The cruelty knew no end until Adonis's wrath swept across the land and sank everything into the sea. Indeed,
Swept is a
the
pretty good
creators
word
of the
for
portal did well
for
to
a
hide
god
these
of
things
water,
from
by
the
the
rest
way.
of the world. And what
Loving
a
the
tragic
few
end
puns
for such
in
a
there.
wonderful culture. Do you realize the urgency of our mission now? Raven is a strong fighter and is blinded by his lust for power. In his hand, the claw will be an instrument of destruction. He must not get the weapon, or we shall all be lost.
Hand, claw, I love it. These terrible puns.
What exactly do I do with the relics
You
in the
could
temple?
read them
We
for
know too
starters.
little. However, it is to be hoped that you'll recognize their significance once you're in the temple. I'm sorry that I
Alright.
can't tell you more. It's all up to you now.
You could follow
Take
me,
the
you
relics
know.
and
Help
make
me.
your way immediately to the temple.
I
May
will.
Adonos be merciful and protect us all.
Thank you.
Perhaps it is not yet too late.
No, it's not, because the island
May
is still
Adonos
here.
protect you.
Now, we're still full health, so we don't have to deal with anything there right now. We have to go to the... Ooh! Wait! Don't do that. That would be a terrible idea, because I don't have the bandit's armor on right now. That would be fatal. And let's go. So, we are going to follow Raven back into his temple. And we're going to deal with him appropriately. And with that, of course, I mean kill him. Because that's the only reason why we're here. To kill him. Now we also have the opportunity to get that little smirk off his face that he always has when he looks at us and they're like, yeah, you're not getting in there. Like smirking back and saying, yeah, I'm back here. And now I'm going to kill you. How do you feel about that? And then he draws his swords and kills us with 2 hits.
Jahedra Akantar.
And with that, open sesame. You can stand up, by the way.
Jahedra Akantar.
Oh! The door closes! No! Oh my god. Hopefully we can get out after that. Oh well. Too late now. Right on. Now, in order to make this a little bit easier, we're going to switch towards our medium armor once more, because why not? Right. Now, we have to look at the tablets in order to figure out this area here, which is basically consisting nothing on this side, but there is some kind of puzzle over on this area. We've got some tribesmen, some sort of thunderstorm, a sun, a key, and some spikes. So we need to figure out how to deal with this trap. Let's have a look at the Ah, there we go. I, who was against the decision of the three, build the first ship, and only I know the correct doorway. What? The doorway? No, this is not doorway. This is a pushing puzzle. And only he who follows the way of light to the end will reach the third chamber. Or even this one. Alright. I think green and red should be up here somewhere now, since we've read them before. No? They're back down? Beautiful. That is not helpful at all. Well, by the way, up there are some spikes, so that's gonna be really painful if we fail that. Now, I'm not entirely sure what button to press, but he once was against the decision of the three. Maybe it's the button on the left hand side then. So let's see. Oh! It didn't go down! Wow, okay, cool. I guess that worked. Kind of. Anything else? And only I know the correct. How about the 3 and the key? No! That was the wrong decision. Too bad, really. But the portrait of the 3 people is definitely the correct first one, I suppose. The sun? No. Dead again. Maybe it's like the 3 and the trap disabled. That could be possible. Let's see. Oh. Well, we pushed 2 buttons correctly already. Beautiful. How about this one? Yeah! So, the 3 against it, about the trap, and then, well, open the door, basically. I suppose that is kind of what it means. Well, the doorway is not really... oh well. So basically it's the 3 against, then the trap, and then the sun. So we can progress forward to the second trap. And before we enter this room, I shall be saving once more. Oh. Oh god, I remember actually. Is it? Yes, it is, I believe. This is the one where the floor is going to just fall away from under us, if I remember correctly. So we're gonna jump on these tiles here. And yes. Beautiful. Now, we're gonna take these stone sentinels out there. Just to make sure that nothing is going to attack us here. And we're gonna slowly move forward so we don't get, like, 3 of them. Should be another one somewhere. Yeah, over there. I like to attack these first before we go anywhere else, because that's very important. Alright, beautiful. Now, oop, what was that? A rusty sword. Well, that will probably help us quite a bit. And I was of course joking. Of course it's not. we remember something about a doorway somewhere. Let us see where this is written down. Follows the light to the end, will reach the end of it. Let's have a look. This doesn't seem like it's lit. This could be. Or it could be a graphical bug. Either of these. Considering it's the only one that is green glowing here, let's enter this one. Uh-oh. You notice these spikes? Yep. That is bad. Bad news bears, indeed. So it's not the one with the green glowing orbs. How about we try out this one? And wrong again. Right, so we have exhausted 2 of 5 possibilities. This one and this one. So how about we go this way? Because that's like a little bit flickering there. No. Yet again, no. So it's only the one to the left-hand side and the one to the right-hand side remaining. Well, we shall try this one first. Oh, hello. There's some items over here as well. Gonna pick those up. I'm just going to walk by. I know that's actually the one with the floor breaking down. Oh yeah. Okay. Now, the problem is I don't have a light rune that I can use, but... Oh, I did sell the... didn't I? Of course I did. I sold the light scrolls, which is the worst kind of thing I could have done. Cause oh, actually, I can use the holy light. Never mind. You can see these stone pallets here. These stones. These are exactly, I believe, 12 of them. So, first off, we are going to collect the mushrooms. Well, this one didn't work. Can we look up? No, we cannot. This is going to be a little bit tougher to figure that one out. It's probably a little bit trial and error, I suppose. Can we save while having that on? Would be great. Believe it's... Well, I'm not believing anything right now. I'm just gonna save. Seems to be correct. Oh! We can't walk over this edge. As you can see, by the way, in sneaking mode you cannot get past this edge, so basically that's telling you where to go. And also don't think that you can just go over this edge, because there's gonna be some spike traps over there. that will annihilate you if you try to. And before we do this, and not horribly die, this is beautiful. Now this door is closed, and this door is closed. However, this door is not. And in here you will have to fight one last challenge, which would be not fight really, but talk to Radamus himself.
My spirit has been held captive for eternity. At last I am free. The sword has a new bearer. The final
That would be me.
chamber has been opened.
Soon.
But the gate appears closed.
This is not the gate to the final chamber. This gate merely leads to the antechamber. The bearer has closed it behind him.
So,
How do I open the gate?
Move one of the levers.
Anyone?
All of these levers open the gate.
Your father built the trap. How would you know how it works?
Hohodron, I can still hear the pounding of the hammers on the other side of the gate.
yep.
After so long a time, the sword showed me revenge for my failure.
You mean you have seen which lever is the right one?
I have long forgotten it.
You need to remember.
Try to remember.
It was so long ago.
So, oh no, don't get stuck on me, please. Thank you. Let's see if this is correct one. Well, this wasn't right. So you're trying a new one? No, actually this was the correct one. The door is open. Lovely. So we can get through here if we talk to him about his father. And then we get one tablet of dexterity and a little bit of one-handed combat, which you should not forget at this point. Very important stuff. And then we shall enter this area here. And finally, my friends, it is time to face the old dark man himself. Oh! Okay, I'm gonna retract that statement. It's still the Stone Guardians. Right, let's go over here to the other one. Let's kill those first before we do anything else. And then there's one last one over here, and we should be free to go. Wonderful.
Nothing to be had
Let's
there.
check their remains, so we don't miss anything here. I don't think they have
Nothing to be
anything
had
on
there.
them, just to make
Nothing
absolutely
to
sure
plunder.
that there's no key,
Nothing there.
no old coin,
Nothing
or
there.
anything that might be of use to us. Other than these obvious potions here, of course.
Nothing to be had there.
Alright, and the trusty rusty sword. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the final boss of the add-on, Raven. However, before we attack Raven, you should know one thing about his attacks. The Claw of Beliar, or Beliar, is able to do an insane amounts of damage towards you, even if you block his attack. So the best you can do is not get hit by the sword at all, because that lightning bolt that will come from the top of wherever this might be will kill you most of the time, or rather do an insane amount of damage. So the best thing is evade his attacks, strike when you can, and deal with him appropriately. But first he's going to talk to us, of course, because every evil boss does that.
Hey,
Good day, sir. Draw the sword already.
Look who has
Look
come.
who's wearing black armor
My
just
master
because it looks
warned
cool.
me that Innos would send his henchmen. But I had not expected that you would appear so soon. Well, since you were so quick, I shall give you a quick death.
How about we stop talking about this?
you sold your soul to Beliar.
For a good price. I will command his armies
Did you
as
give
a
me
general.
1,000
What
gold
about you?
something? Is that
Do
price
you
worth
know
enough?
how much your soul is worth?
A lot more than yours.
I'm only doing what has to be done.
Listen to him. You have set me a humble servant, Innos.
Right then.
Are you sure that I am a servant of Enos?
What? What are you saying?
Don't you consider it possible that I could be a servant of Adnos?
Nonsense.
Maybe I also serve Beliar, or only myself.
Well, in that case, you are not even a worthy opponent for me.
Really? We've killed you
I've
before,
had
Raven.
it. Let us begin.
Are you in such a hurry to die? Well, since you insist.
I insist. And that was a little bit of damage from his sword. That was a crit. Crit! Yeah! Gotcha, dude! And with this, Raven goes down. Well, goodbye, Raven. Hopefully this time for good. Anyway, it's time to collect the Claw of Beliar and loot Raven, because why not? 1 tablet of each. And look, he has even 3 lockpicks. Beautiful. As if that wouldn't be enough, we can now leave this place through the back door. Oh, I thought we could. There's some button we need to press, most likely. Oh, the obvious button here would be a good start. So we're just gonna leave this place like a good celebrity does. Through the back door, so no one sees us going out. And also we should probably equip the bandit's armor, just in case. And we're going to arrive at this teleporter here. And now we can also not go back, so let's go here. Now we're done. Thrust.
Hey! I did it. Raven is finished.
That means you've given Beliar a swift kick.
Or
then
Raven,
you'll be
for that
moving
matter.
on.
My job in this valley is done. I could use a few days' rest.
That's right.
Yeah, you're constantly on the move, aren't you? Have a good journey.
Who
Thank you,
knows?
Thorus.
Maybe we'll run into each other again.
Yep, just like in
Who
Gothic
knows?
3 we did.
There will be lots of gates and passages for you to go through. And you're bound to find me on one of them.
I guess so. Well, goodbye, bandits. Nice seeing you here. Now, where's... Oh, Satyrus is up there. Wonderful. Let's get to him.
The earthquakes have stopped, and
Yes.
as I can see, you're still among the living. Does this mean
I
that your
would
mission
suppose
was
yes.
successful?
Yes, Raven is dead.
Then it is over. Thank Adanos. You have done well, my son.
I'm not
We're
your
deep
son.
in your debt. You have
Unless you
snatched
have
a
a secret
powerful weapon
confession
away
to
from
make,
evil
Cerberus.
and restored the balance in this part of the world. When the earthquakes died away, we discussed what should happen now, and we have reached a conclusion. Go and take the Claw of Beliar. May it be yours to bear from now on. In your hand, it may prove a mighty ally for us.
Bearing
Use it
the
wisely,
claw.
my son.
Ah, the puns.
May Adonos help you. We shall remain here and see to it that the temple is restored to its old brilliance. Only Mixar is already on his way to Corinus to support Vatras.
Thank you.
Vatras has been alone in the city for
That
too
is
long.
correct.
I have taken the Claw of Beliar.
The Claw of Beliar is a very special weapon. It has its own will and consciousness. You, who now possess this mighty weapon, are its lord and master. It is a part of you, and will adapt itself to your capabilities. However, it will not do that of its own free will. Only Beliar himself can force it to obey you.
Alright.
And why should Beliar help me?
Only a prayer to Beliar can achieve that. But be careful. Beliar is malicious. If you arouse his
guess.
wrath, then he'll let you feel it.
I see.
So basically, more Thundershocks.
What can I do with the weapon?
That lies in your hands. You've conquered the weapon, and you are now its master. I can only recommend to you what you can do with it. Either you give it to me, and I shall see to it that it can do no further harm, or you put its power to use and wield it in battle.
Couldn't you keep the weapon safe?
If you give it to me, then I shall render it harmless, so that it can no longer be misused. So consider well what you will do.
Can I Yes, thank you.
May Adonos protect you.
I'm going to check that out at some other time. Not right now. Also, why am I not wearing my crossbow anymore? That is strange. Oh, no, we don't want this crossbow. It only shoots magic. Alright, so we're gonna sleep over this decision. And when we wake up, folks, we're gonna decide what to do. Keep or not keep. So, I'll see you all next time.